Sometimes I wish that it would just be like easier to deal with. you know, One of these days I am simply going to snap and I'm going to like throw throw my reputation away and release some of these carefully or I should say it properly, some of these not carefully thought out arguments that you lot are having, and have people see just how amazingly uninteresting you people are. It's fat. Oh, what is that? Oh, right. That is the. It fascinates me that this is just the way that seemingly some of our top talent in the world are thinking. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, boys and girls. How are we all doing today? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if that happened? Oh, all those beautiful lawsuits. Oh my god. Is the sound okay? It looks okay from my end, so I assume it's gonna be okay unless someone tells me differently, right? So anyway, yes, so today we are actually going to do some drinks because obviously I failed to do so on the public stream for a couple weeks now. So let's talk drinks. Yes, good. Why are we? Oh, right. No, we're gonna go this way. We're still going to Oslo, but right now I don't know why I started over here. As an aside, notice how small Denmark is, right? Like this is this is a major island of Denmark, and once you're at 7,000 feet, you can literally see right across it. It's fantastic. It's absolutely like that tells you really like how small Europe is, right? And why conquerors of Europe tend to have a lot of trouble once they get out of Europe. And like you simply don't you're simply not prepared for the sheer distance that is involved in the rest of the world. Yes, for example, America in the colonies. Well, I mean, to be fair, the colonies are kind of I was gonna say boring, but they're not really boring as much as well, a lot of the scenery there is it is quite flat, right? Until you get to the Rockies, really, like the Appalachians aren't honestly that interesting, at least to me personally. Let's go down even further. No, I have no comments on the plane. No. Every plane crash is a tragedy, I will say that. Oh, I think they improved the water a little bit. Look at that. Right? Like the water's not just a still image anymore. Well, that's good. I mean, hopefully. Well, that is a totally different issue. Okay, anyway, we have 3 drinks lined up. Let's start with the first one. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. But okay, no, that can wait. We'll talk about it in our weekly administrative session. So you don't have to worry. Just make sure you put it in the proposed minutes, and then I'll if I feel like it, I'll no, I will definitely schedule some time for it. So don't worry. See, I'm not you, okay? When I say I'll schedule time for it, I will actually schedule time for it. Coincidentally, this looks really nice, doesn't it? Like look at the way those houses are fantastic. We should go back. I agree. We should go back to Hong Kong. Though maybe. Oh, look at that. We're not going to crash into one of these. No. No, that's simply not what we're going to do. We are, however, going to go back to the mainland, and then we'll fly across the strait up here to Oslo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, let's have our first drink. Yes, yes, please. Yeah. So just pop over to the drinks channel that I have unhidden from our three our three, I don't know what to call them, contestants, not contestants, three drinks people today, and we'll talk about it. Well, I mean, the people whose drinks are in don't necessarily. Oh, we're gonna crash in the water now. Don't necessarily aren't all necessarily in the class that has, you know, like speaking rates, right? So that's why we have to give them sort of their own ability to speak. Would it have been more fun to go along? You mean along Sweden, right? I mean, we went along Sweden last time. It wasn't that fun, so no, we'll go along Denmark this time. Our goal was to reach the fjords. Actually, let's just crank up the speed. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys know what it's like, right? Like ever since the war started, I've basically had no free time, and like that's my voice is like this, right? Because I'm literally sitting in meetings all day, and it's just maybe. I was about to say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have, you know, like started multiple companies and in the middle of a war. But the answer to that is, of course, one, I didn't, and two, when you start a company, you don't imagine that a global war with the threat of World War III is right on the horizon, right? Like nobody does that. Like nobody really, like anybody who says they called Vladimir Putin attacking is wrong, right? Because like, okay, no, we're not gonna get into that. Let's just move on. First drink, yes. Well, you're wrong, okay? Anyway, first drink. Oh, nice. What kind of stones are you using? So this is just a very, very decent whiskey with whiskey stones. We should really take this. Oh, look at how pretty that is. We really should take this to like Japan or something, shouldn't we? Yeah. Can you imagine us having a co-pilot? Actually, we might have. We do have a co-pilot, never mind. My bad. Okay, you know, here's my thing with whiskey stones. I'm not sure they work, and here's why. Like the stones themselves, stone actually doesn't have a very high heat capacity. So if you use whiskey stones, and not only that, well, it's not that they don't have a high heat capacity, but also they don't have a high heat transfer rate, right? So once you put the stones in and you pour it on your whiskey, sure, your whiskey is not getting diluted, but you are really like you're not like the temperature transfer between the whiskey and the stones themselves isn't that high. Like it genuinely isn't. So you're essentially like not really benefiting from the ice unless you leave it for a long time. But like you don't pour a whiskey and then leave it for 3 hours, right? Like, well, at least I hope you don't. Hmm. Yeah, no, no, no. And so, and that's kind of the problem with whiskey stones. Well, I mean, in part people do it, yes. Like it is very much a pretentious thing, right? Like, I mean, I have a set of whiskey stones and they look fantastic, and I never use them because obviously, like, if you're going to do it to ice your whiskey, then you're doing it wrong. um, but so yeah, no, I that's why those, you know, those balls exist, right? Those whiskey balls, like ice ball, ice instead of ice cubes, like multiple ice cubes. Yeah, they actually have a ball of ice, and that goes like that is exactly the size of the glass that they use. Ball goes in the glass, you pour the whiskey around it, and because it's a single, mm, it's a single unitary item. It doesn't actually, it doesn't actually. Hold 1 second. It doesn't melt that quickly, right? Because it only has it's got minimum surface area for maximum volume, which is what a sphere is, and so its melt rate is much lower than, say, if you had like 6 or 7 cubes all going on at once, right? I think that's intuitively understandable to everyone. If not, you can always tell me. I'll laugh at you, and then I'll, you know, give you give you a more full explanation. Oh, no, no, no. I no, I will definitely laugh at you. Uh, if you don't understand, no, absolutely. But no, I personally am always a fan of chilled whiskey. I find it, and I realize that, you know, like, from a from an unlocking of flavor perspective, it's, you know, it's a little bit debatable that chilling it is the right way to unlock the flavor. I don't care. I I like it cold, actually. Like, to me, at least the stuff that I drink, because it is already quite smoky. The stuff that I drink tends to be really exactly like the 12-15 year old stuff is, there is already enough complexity, and actually chilling it means that there is a interesting change in flavor profile as the alcohol warms up in your mouth, right? Oops. Give me 1 quick second. Well, no, obviously it's pretentious. Like, I've never. Okay, that's not true. I've never claimed that I wasn't fully non-pretentious. Let me put it that way. Like, there has always been some amount of pretension in who I am, right? I think, or okay, not pretension, I should say. More like there's always been a desire for, you know, decent things, nice things, and I will have an opinion. Coincidentally, I really don't. I'm not sure about this shadow. The shadow feels weird to me. Like it's not changing enough. It's not changing enough for me, and so that it looks really weird in that sense. Anyway, not important. I was gonna say, yeah, like I don't. Copenhagen Center. Why? Copenhagen's all the way down here. Okay, well, that's all right. We almost hit those trees. That's all right too. Down, 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 boy. There we go. Ooh, ooh! Don't hit the farmhouse. Don't hit the ground. There we go. Don't hit those. Okay, good. Down. What are you doing? Did my controller die? Excuse me? I'm not being punished for being pretentious, okay? No, I refuse to accept that. I sound silly. Twitch, how dare you? I don't sound silly. I sound sophisticated and wonderful. No, I don't actually care if that's the case. Well, I can't care about if I sound silly because you lot call me much worse than that all the time. Wait, why is my controller not working? Excuse me? Excuse me? No, up and down works. Left and right doesn't work. Why doesn't left and right work? What? What are you telling me? Okay, that works. But I can't pitch. I can yaw, but I can't roll. Where's my roll? What the fuck? Okay, yeah, while I'm doing this, let's talk about the next drink because holy shit, what? Rudder. Okay, so it's there. Close surfaces, breaks out pilot. Why is this not working? Did my okay, we're gonna start this again. We're not gonna start in Denmark now. We're gonna start in Norway. But anyway, next drink, yes. Before I get completely sidetracked again, we're gonna start here. You're welcome. You're very welcome. No. Even I'm not powerful enough to kill a computer like that. Okay, don't even try that. Don't even try that on me. Okay, next drink. I feel like a Cuban Libre is cheating in so many ways. Just because it is like, no, I don't want live weather. There we go. Okay. All right, let's speed this up. Okay, see, and now I can turn. I wonder why I couldn't turn before. No, that was just weird. Anyway, yeah, I feel like a Cuban Libre is cheating just because it's just rum and Coke. Like you're just having Coke, you're having alcoholized Coke, right? And you flavored it with some spices and ethanol. Like if you're gonna have Coke, might as well just have Coke. Well, okay, that's not to say that it is a horrible drink. I've seen much worse, right? Like it depends on what kind of Coke you use. You use lime Coke. Actually, lime Coke would be interesting now that I think about it. Like Coke lime, whatever. You know the lemony flavored one. I mean, you could mix it with Sprite. That's essentially. Yeah, but that's I don't know. That's still kind of weird. Anyway, no, not the point. The point I'm laboriously trying to get to. Oh, look at these small villages. Very cute. The point I'm laboriously trying to get to is, in my view at least, I feel like Coke, like any soft drink based cocktail, is oh, I used the word cheating before, and I don't feel bad for using it because it kind of is, right? Because because there's you sure like you still have to mix it, absolutely, like you have to pour the thing in a glass and then you have to put a little umbrella on top. That is what a Cuban Libre is, right? I assume it's got the umbrella. It must. um but that's exactly the point, right? Like if you have those things already, like that's not really a cocktail. Like you're not. Oh, look at that. So they didn't improve the water. It was just the weather that we had. Oh, I think we touched the water there for a moment. That's okay. Um, yeah, it does feel a little bit like you're cheating, just because like it is pretty much everything is pre-made for you. So like why, right? That kind of stuff. Um, where's my wind speed? Hello? Oh, wrong one. Okay, there we go. Could probably turn it up a little bit more. Look at that. Those are some heavy waves. Okay. Have we talked about it? I feel like I've talked about it on stream before, but I can't remember. I talk too much anyway. But I did at one point want to be a bartender. Right? Like it just sounds like a lot of fun. Because like really all you do is you make drinks and you talk to people. Like what's not to like about that? The talking, and the talking to people part. Um, well, no, I like talking to people. What annoys me is, like you can't. It's hard to choose your clientele, right? Like, if you choose too too exclusive, then you're getting a lot of like really essentially you lot, right? And I have to deal with you lot on here already. So why am I? Why would I do it on a bartending position, right? And if you don't, and if you sort of 10 bar at say like just a random sports bar or something, then you have to see a lot of the desperation that sometimes goes on in those kinds of situations, and it always makes me want to just like pull the people aside and lecture them, right? Well, it's true, right? Like some of these people are both uneducated and desperate, and that's terrible. That's just like tragic to see. Like I don't want to see that. Their parents don't want it. Well, I mean, like even their friends, whatever, they don't want to. They don't want to see them like that. Well, boys and girls, boys and girls. Oh, consider yourself lucky then. But no, I've seen both, and this is just me like being forced to go to a bar to talk to after the completion of a deal or something, right? So, like, can you imagine if I were to? Oh, no. How boring would that be? Anyway, that's besides the point now. What did I want to say? Oh right, yeah, no, we should do our next drink first. Let's do our next drink, so that I get it within time limit, and then I can do all my complaining and stuff. I thought you liked me complaining. Oh, that's fascinating. I'm not going to share that recipe, at least in public, because that you said that was your personal recipe, right? Yeah, I'm not going to share that in public, but that is interesting. I wonder, is it too sour, do you think? Like you like it a little bit more. Okay, yeah, so from my perspective, that would be too sour. I can tell just by looking at the numbers, right? Like that's a lot. And so But don't you find that sort of like covers up the taste of the alcohol itself? Hmm. Oh, that's right. I suppose that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why you use that and not something else. Okay, okay. So the point really is to sup. So I guess in this case the sourness is the main actor. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that will work. And then what if you were to carbonate it? Right? Like, because you have some water in that recipe. What if you were to add heavily carbonated water? Well, because I have a feeling it might turn out like Sprite. At least some parts of that. So yeah, 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 exactly. That could work. Like I just rail against using off the shelf drinks just now, but I mean if you mix it yourself and it tastes like Sprite, who am I to argue, right? Like also there's nothing wrong with skimming over the trees, okay guys? Just shh. Yeah, no, 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 definitely. When are you in town next? Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do let me know. Oh, yeah, we definitely hit the water there. That's okay. Um, yeah, let me know when you arrive. Let's find some time. You can drop by the office. They don't mind. Well, it's more that they've seen worse, not out of me, but out of others. So it's perfectly legit. And this is a highbrow activity. This is tasting, a personal think of it as more like a bartender's exchange, right? Like knowledge exchange. This is highbrow activity. Whereas if you were just chugging heavy liquor out of a bottle, that wouldn't be, right. So no, we're good. We're good. Well, maybe if you lot came up with something interesting. Okay, okay, bro, that's disturbing. That is disturbing. Also, note these factories that are on the water edge. Very cute. We should fly around. Actually, what was it that I used to fly around Hong Kong with before? I think it was Google Earth, actually. And because Google Earth has the fake satellite based 3D photogrammetry photogrammetry doesn't matter, not important. They use satellite images to then make the 3D, right? So you can kind of even fly through the buildings. Which this stream is for everyone. You don't have to have touched alcohol for you to belong. Don't worry. I know for a fact actually that yes, this class. I think it's this class. Yes, this class drinks the least alcohol, and yet they still are here today. So no, we're good. We're good. Well, in part because the average is pulled so far in directions by certain individuals in the other classes. So. that is though that to be fair, you're right, that is more their fault than mine, but still, like, they're fine as long as they enjoy it and they don't do it. Their livers aren't going to be happy and they're probably going to die 2, 3, 4, 5 years earlier than they probably could have if they didn't drink so much. But Here we're going to get just a little bit philosophical, right? Like, if that is part of the joy, and if you are doing it and it's not harming anyone, and it isn't illegal, then, and it's also not harming your own future, right? So there's a difference between an alcoholic and someone who really enjoys alcohol. That would be my claim, right? And I think, oh, we should have gone to see the fjords. Let's go. And I think it's actually quite an important distinction, because our society places such heavy emphasis on people who do something, but they don't put any emphasis on the context, right? And to me, that's not fair. Like, the context is almost more important than the act itself. And yeah, exactly. Some very good people have been caught out of context and suffered from it. And that's, in some ways, that is kind of fair, because that is what society demands, and so therefore that's what society gets. But context is important. Context is important. Like, but I do understand sort of the whole letter of the law issue, though, right? Like, it is. Ooh, no, we're good. We're good. It is an issue, because the letter of the law is sort of something that keeps society sort of semi-functioning properly at all times. It sort of, it is a framework, right, for people to work around, and that's acceptable, understandable. Doesn't mean it's not a shame when it snags someone who probably didn't need to be snagged, right? Again though, like, if it sounds like I'm making apologies for bad people, I'm not. The first thing is that it cannot even involve a second party, right? If it doesn't involve a second party, if it's a personal hobby that really is your own, and you're not involving anyone else, like, exactly, right? Like, drinking, like, what am I gonna say? It's, if you drink a lot but you're not violent, and you make good business decisions, and you're kind to your family, then there really shouldn't be a stigma, and you really shouldn't be called an alcoholic. And yet some in society would still do that, and so that's disappointing. Yeah, yeah. Such is life, though. Yes, I'm done pontificating. Oh, look how beautiful this city is. I'm not gonna pull out of this in time. I'm not gonna pull out of this in time. Oof. Oof. Oh, there we go. Saved it. I mean, we would have died that first crash, but that doesn't really help us now. So we're good. Welcome to Oslo. If this looks like the home of the Vikings, it's you're very much you got it. This is the home of the Vikings. Oh, let's not do that. Up. There we go. Thank you. It is a beautiful city. I do wish there were more mountains around it, but not really. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Look at the commercial aspects. I find it really interesting that commercial property looks exactly the same no matter where you are in the world, and that's fantastic, right? Like, it speaks to like how capitalist humanity is. That if you if you're doing it for business, then you want to scrimp and not invest as much as you can, and that's, I love that idea. Anyway, we are done for today. Yes. We've had 35 minutes. Yes. Any final questions, comments? I am not dignifying that with an answer. Oh, has my landing gear been out all of this time? Oops. Oh, oops. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We're all fine. Everything's fine. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna point this up, completely cut the power, and say thank you very much for watching. In conclusion, please download Firefox. Please don't do Chrome. Let me turn it around so that we end like this. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm not going to accept anyone trying to block my broadcast, because we are going to compose another piece of background music, because the idea has been stuck in my head for days now, and I need to get that onto paper before I completely lose it. But that's it for today. Thank you again, and yeah, see you tomorrow.